Sri Sathya Sai Divya Katha, Sri Sathya Sai Divya Katha, Sri Sathya Sai Divya Katha.
Sri Narayana Bhat was born in Madiyala in northern Kannada on November 30th, 1927 to Timmayya Bhat and Gauramma. At a very young age, Sri Madiyala Narayana Bhat's eagerness to chant the names of God was evident. When he was 6, he was admitted to the lower primary school at Alike, barely a kilometer away. At home, he was touched by the poverty of the laborers and servants at home. He wished to do something to alleviate their distress. A curious incident occurred during Sri Narayana Bhat's Upanayanam ceremony. During the ceremony, he was given a sanctified staff to be kept intact till his marriage. He asked the shocked priest by saying, "What should an initiate who does not enter into wedlock do with this?" When he had to study in 7th standard, he attended the high school at Puttur and stayed in the hostel. Since early childhood, Anna's health was delicate. He was prone to cold, fever and ailments. It was 1941 and the freedom struggle was on. Gandhiji's concept of Satyagraha filled Narayana Bhat with strength and vigor. There was a gradual transformation in his life. He decided to be a teacher. He says, "I began to analyze my thoughts, words and deeds. This enabled me to recognize my defects and shortcomings." He was inspired to build a mighty Hindu missionary organization which he thought was the only way to lift the motherland from the morass she had fallen into. Despite his heavy schedule with the Friends Circle, Anna passed the intermediary exam with flying colors. He joined BSc in the same college. After that, his parents wanted him to join engineering or medicine. However, he pleaded with them that he wanted to join the Bachelor of Training BT course. For that, he had to go to Madras. When the classes in Madras commenced, he got a telegram that his father had passed away. But he was firm in his resolve that he wanted to be a teacher. A new school had started in Vittal and Narayana Bhat was chosen as the headmaster of the school on 20th May 1950. He conducted himself in an exemplary manner in his word, dress and discipline. However, some people did not see eye to eye with his perception of idealism. They picked holes in the discharge of his duties and started a vilification campaign against him. A few days later, Narayana Bhat resigned. Narayana Bhat then decided to expand the Friends Circle and build a new organization. He studied the bylaws of many institutions and consulted legal experts. The organization was launched on December 7, 1960. It was named Loka Seva Vrinda. In 1961, Anna's life took a fantastic turn. He says, "In 1961, for the first time, I heard about Sri Sathya Sai Baba in the house of one of my friends. I was shown Swami's biography along with his photograph. The friend said Sri Sathya Sai might be an incarnation of God. My initial reaction was one of wonder coupled with disbelief and disregard. In 1962, I saw Sri Sathya Sai Baba's photo at many places. My mind was ready to accept him as a Siddha Purusha, not as an incarnation of God. On 14th July 1962, Sri Narayana Bhat went to Puttaparthi with his family and others. At 6:45 p.m., Narayana Bhat was standing in front of Prashanthi Nilayam with about 200 devotees. He talks of this defining moment in his life. Baba was standing in the balcony of the mandir. The devotees folded their hands in reverence. I too joined my palms. All of a sudden, he looked at me. An electrifying look. What a wonder! The very first glance brought about a transformation in me. An indescribable feeling of love swept my being. I was thrilled by the feeling that God was standing before me in human form. An ethereal fragrance emanated from him. It enveloped all of us. I offered obeisance to him again and again. He cast a loving glance at me and raised his hand in benediction. Tears of devotion flowed down my cheeks. The feeling of bliss in me was beyond the realm of words. The next day, Baba called all of them for an interview. After materializing Vibhuti, he spoke to each of them individually. He suggested solutions for the problems they faced. But Sri Bhat was concerned that Baba hadn't dwelt on spiritual topics. In the evening, Baba once again looked at him during darshan. Before he retired for the day, he looked at him again. That single glance was enough to remove all doubts. Thanks to his tireless efforts, the government of Karnataka granted permission to start the school. On 6 June, the school was inaugurated. Narayana Bhat assumed charge as the headmaster of the school. Thus, Lokaseva Vrinda and Narayana Bhat became the talk of every house in the Dakshina Kannada region. On 6 January 1972, the Lokaseva Junior College was started in Alike. The fame of the residential school at Alike spread far and wide in Karnataka and started attracting students from all over the state. The parents of these children were highly impressed by the atmosphere and life at Alike. People from regions like Chikkaballapur, Chitradurga and Shimoga requested Anna to start a similar school in their locality. A plot of land was identified and purchased with great difficulty. A committee of prominent citizens were formed to help set up the school. Anna took all of them to Prashantanilayam in June 1970. When Baba came out for darshan, he came to Anna and reprimanded him saying, "Narayana Bhat, you seem to have lost your sense of discrimination. You are spoiling a good institution." After darshan, he asked the eldest member of the committee to join the interview group. Anna broke the silence. "I have surely committed some mistake, otherwise Baba would not have been so angry with me." Many in the group did not approve of Baba getting angry with Narayana Bhat. Anna said, "Please don't disrespect Baba. Whatever he does is right and for our welfare. Baba is God. If you do not want him, I do not want you. We came here to seek Baba's blessings for the school. We cannot go forward in this venture without his blessings." After some time, the interview ended and the gentleman in the group emerged smiling. He said joyfully, "Baba said the school would come up very well within a few years and gain great fame and reputation. He has blessed us to go ahead with the school." Anna thought of pulling out of the project because he had taken huge loans to develop the Alike school. Once again, it was Baba who rekindled hope in the project. In May 1971, a state conference of Sri Sathya Sai Organizations of Karnataka was held at Dharwad. When Baba saw Anna, he went to him and asked, "What has happened to the Muddenahalli school?" Anna humbly said, "Baba, we have incurred a lot of loans for the Alike school, so it is very difficult to start the Muddenahalli school now." Baba smiled and said, "Your loans will be settled if you start the school." The building construction started in right earnest. Simple tiled roof buildings came up at a brisk pace at the school site. It was decided to start a high school with only one class, that is 8th class, in June 1973, and then to add higher classes in consecutive years till 10th standard. In 1973, the school at Muddenahalli was built after facing several hurdles. The name Sri Sathya Sai Grama was graciously blessed by Baba. Sri Madiyala Narayana Bhat's life became filled with his love for Baba. He developed a firm conviction that everything belonged to the Divine Master.